You are now listening to the National Show with Gangsterville and McGee. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. All right, No Nation. This is the National Show with Gangsterville and McGee. And if you're watching us from YouTube, make sure you hit the like, the share, the alert, and follow us on our YouTube page, which is at National. That's NATIONOLE. And then for IGX and all the other links, you can catch them all together on our Linktree page, which is Linktree/National Show. That's NATIONOLESHOW. And then for the grand finale for that website directly to the source, check us out on national.com. That's NATIONOLE.com. You can check the latest show. You can also check all of our links and all of our social media. And best of all, you can get you some merch from there too, man. We got some sweatshirts, some t-shirts, some coffee mugs, some tote bags. Go on and get your Florida State memorabilia and national memorabilia and represent like we all know you want to.
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah, man.
My dude. Bye week was weird, right? What did you do? Well, how'd you spend your Saturday?
Oh man, I ain't watched a lot of football. I was just in and out, taking my dog out a lot or whatever. But from what I saw, man, oh my goodness, like some of them I caught from my phone. Shocked as hell. Some of it just shocked the hell out of me, man. You was right by that LSU game. That LSU game is really the biggest one that kind of had me like, what the?
Yeah, that was the end. That's the end of LSU. That's the end of Brian Kelly, too.
yeah,
that's the end of
it.
Brian Kelly. I might as well. I mean, this is the year. Every job's about to be open. Everything's about to change. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
We are recording on Sunday night again, Sunday evening, right, for Monday morning. So it just worked out time-wise that we just watch Bucs Saints. I like seeing the Buccaneers handle their rival. I mean, I understand the Saints are down, and I like that we kept our foot on their neck. Right, that's what you're supposed to do when they're down. Keep them down.
Yep.
Right. So that was cool. I like seeing Baker and the boys handle their business. It's going to be tough without Mike Evans, but I feel like we're getting a lot out of that position group, and Chris Godwin will be joining them in a few weeks at 100, and I just feel like we'll be okay if everybody can stay healthy for the rest of the season, you know?
Yep. And get everybody healthy towards the end of the season too. So we go into the playoffs with, at least 90% health, man. Oh, we wreaking havoc, bro.
Yeah. But it was weird that it's weird talking Bucks, right off rip because there's no Knowles game, Yesterday there was a couple games, I watched a little bit, but not much. I had it was kind of a big day. It kind of worked out nicely that it was the bye week. Yesterday was the soft opening. If anybody's in the Miami area, is into coral or saltwater fish or aquarium supplies, check out the Coral Boutique in Midtown Miami. Saying, yesterday was the soft opening. It was nice. It was busy. So I had it on. Right. I had some games on, but it was busy. It was a busy day. But the game I was paying the most attention to, and let's just start right with this one, please.
Yeah.
Ole Miss just handling business. I don't know. Like the score was closer than the game was. Ole Miss kind of ran it the whole game. Oklahoma was constantly trying to get back in it. And then, and on top of that, they were getting 5.5 points. After you and I spoke on that one, I was like, woo, hit that one right away. That one was that was pretty much the only play I made this weekend, and that was a good one.
Yeah, heck yeah. We kind of saw it coming, just like we talked about with the Utah game with them losing last week. You know, we knew Ole Miss was coming with a vengeance after that loss that they had last week, especially that close loss or whatever. So, yeah, sure. I just didn't know Oklahoma would let them take it out on them like that.
You know, without their star quarterback at 100%, they're just not the same team.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not the same team they were at the beginning of the season, and it's too bad that we didn't get to watch them run it like that all year, but you know, is what it is. The other game we talked about a couple games, right? We talked about three. But we talked about Missouri. They were getting a few points going to Vanderbilt. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt seems to be committed to this thing, right? They're not not a fluke, right? That's smart players. That's good, teamwork, right? Like it's just everything's kind of falling into place really nicely for Vanderbilt. And I mean, they didn't have to score a ton of points because 17 was all it took when you hold the other team to 10. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, man, you mentioned it with smart players, man. I kind of saw it with Stanford against Miami yesterday with the first half because it was only like 7-7. Miami, took over second half. But what you tend to see in smart institutions, Cal, Stanford, Vanderbilt, once they get that athletic talent, and it doesn't even have to be all Americans, just enough. They're already collectively a smart team where they don't make the small mental mistakes or whatever, not the offsides, you know what I'm saying? They wrapping up, they do the small things because they play with intellect or whatever. You saw that display, bro.
You brought up Stanford. I think back to like the David Shaw Stanford team and like the Harbaugh Stanford team. And that was they just didn't make dumb mistakes. Mm-hmm. The standard dumb mistakes that college students make, right? They weren't making.
Yep. Yeah. Lord knows we've seen enough of them.
Oh man, I really enjoyed this bye week, buddy. I really enjoyed this bye week for so many reasons. Right? Yep. For so many reasons. The other game we talked about, number 3, Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to Baton Rouge, and we were recognizant of the fact that it was a Saturday night game in Baton Rouge, but we still were kind of like, but it's a bad LSU team. It's a bad LSU team. It's a bad head coach.
Yes,
right? It's a bad head coach. We've always known that was a bad head coach. It was a bad hire. Period.
Yep.
I imagine that it's coming to an end soon.
Mm-hmm.
If not this week, next. Literally, I think it's probably we are probably very close to the end for Brian Kelly.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be an interesting offseason with all of these moving pieces and stuff, man.
Yes, there's this slight chance that you and I absolutely detest the next head coach of Florida State.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll say that. We'll say that for Thursday.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I've had those same thoughts.
I don't. Oh man. Yeah, those were the 3 big games. That Miami game was interesting. That Miami game was interesting at first. But I even when it was 7-7 at half, or throughout, I was feeling whatever. Miami's gonna pull away late.
Yeah, agreed. But it's still at the end of the day, it kind of exposed Miami to me as not being as good as I thought they were. Because if you're playing around with Stanford, then I can, what's going to happen when we get to the playoffs? You know what I mean? And not only that, this is the second week. Hell, they let Louisville get them. You know what I mean? So I can see if that Louisville game was a one-off, but with that and then showing up to Stanford the way they did, all eyes is in Miami right now, man.
Yeah, that Louisville game should have caused a refocus.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Should have caused a refocus. Yeah, it was a wild game. Let's listen. I have so much Pro Knoll report to deliver right now.
Oh man,
that like just I hope you're comfy, my G. I hope you're comfy. Okay? We've talked about it, right? We talked about it. Baseball's over, right? Our guy Big Dumper didn't, he didn't get to bat. He was next up. He was on deck, man. Oof. Bottom of the last inning of the seventh game of the storybook. But so we're done with that. But we do have a little bit of golf to talk because our guy Luke Clanton played in the Bank of Utah Championship this weekend at Black Desert Resort Golf Course. Not great. 5 under par, tied for 55. I mean, there's a lot of really low scores on this course, but still, I love him shooting under par. He's just getting settled into the pro game. This is essentially his first preseason. Right.
Okay.
So golf season really kicks up in earnest and starting in January, and this is him just kind of getting ready for it all. And so it's exciting, and I enjoy rooting for him and watching him. But he's it's an uphill battle for the kid. Let's talk about some basketball because the NBA has begun. Right? The NBA has begun. Malik Beasley is still a free agent. Probably going to stay that way now. Oh man, there was a chance he was going to get picked up, and then everything just went down.
Oh man.
Man. Careful who you gamble with, That's it. We'll just leave it at that. Let's get into the guys that are playing, okay? Or at least are on teams and are available to play, right? Or are signed to teams, right? Jameer Watkins, rookie for the Wizards. He's yet to play yet, but the Wizards are 1-1. He's yet to see the court, yet to see any minutes yet, but I'm excited about that. Terrence Mann he's up on the Brooklyn Nets now. The Nets are 0-3 to start the season. Yeah, he's got, he got 4 and 13, got 7 points. He's getting a lot of the other stats. He's getting a couple of rebounds, But ultimately, it's a bad team to be on. There's not much of a roster around him, and there's a distinct possibility he gets. I know he just moved this offseason, but you never know. Probably in 6 months, he might be in another jersey, right? I'm kind of hoping he is because that's kind of a bad spot to be right now. From New York, go north up to Toronto. Scotty Barnes off to a great start to the season. The Raptors are 1-1. Scotty Barnes dropped 22 and 17 plus all kinds of other stats. There's some blocks in there and some steals in there. Like he's really had a big start to the season. They play later tonight. They play the Dallas Mavericks, who are 0-2 to start the season. So we'll see. We'll talk about them again on Thursday. We'll talk about Scotty Barnes again on Thursday. Jonathan Isaac on the Orlando Magic. Man, almost all these guys are on the Eastern Conference except for one. We'll talk about him later. So Jonathan Isaac on the Magic. Minutes are low to start the season. They even held him out of game 2. He's kind of, it's like preventative purposes, but he's kind of coming back from a hip issue. So I suspect he's on minutes restriction kind of most of the regular season. It's not about him being ready right now. They have the depth on the Magic. They have a great roster. They have a great roster. They've done a lot of great team building over the last few years. So they really just need him around, need him a part of the preparation for games, stuff like that, and need him healthy for the playoffs, right? So minutes restriction for a guy like Jonathan Isaac is kind of perfect, right? Real talk. Patrick Williams for the Bulls. The Bulls are 2-0. They're playing the Hawks later tonight, so we'll talk about them again. But he had 12 points first game, only 4 points in game 2, but he had 2 big blocks against in the win against the Detroit Pistons. You and I know the only stat that matters is the win column, baby. And that's what ultimately, Bulls haven't lost yet, So there you go. Go for it, Patrick Williams. Can't go 82-0 if you don't go 2-0.
I like that.
And speaking of undefeated, Wembanyama and the Spurs. And I think,
that boy been balling.
I think we are contractually obligated to refer to them as Wembanyama and the Spurs. It's no more San Antonio, right? San Antonio has been replaced by Wembanyama and the, right? So it's Wembanyama and the Spurs, right? 3-0 to start the season. Our guy Devin Vassell, 23, 13, 16 today with an assist, a steal, and a few rebounds. Nice. He's having a great start to the season. We've known he was ready, and the fact that he gets to do it again next to Wembanyama and a lot of other great players and a lot of other, that roster is serious.
Yeah, and DeAndre Fox isn't even on back yet, I don't think. So
they're win now, man. That's a win now situation. And Devin Vassell's going to enjoy it. He's going to learn a lot from it, and he's going to be a much better player as a result of it moving forward with his career. So that's awesome. So that's the NBA. How about we talk about some women's soccer? Because Knowles kind of run the sport. Right? Today, and all these games are being played right now, so we're going to talk about this again Thursday, but today is the last game of the regular season. So going into the season, there's a couple Knowles that are in the mix for the playoffs. Okay, there's 14 teams in the NWSL. 8 of them are going to the playoffs. At the start of the season, Chicago Red Stars are in last. Leilani Nesbitt, who also plays for the Bermuda national team, did not play a lot this season. Mostly it came on as a sub. They are at the bottom of the standings at 14th. Lauren Flynn, who plays for the Utah Royals, and is kind of a badass. She's from DC like me, and she's from like all the same, many years apart, but like all the same kind of, streets and blocks and etc. She's a badass. 2 seasons in a row now, she's had some sort of injury kind of mess with her season, but but also this season she got called up to the U.S. under-23 team, and she's kind of heading in the right direction. If she stays healthy and stays on the pitch moving forward, she's got a bright future. But the Utah Royals, 12th on the season, going into today. Again, some of these can go up and down a little bit, and that will come into play next because some of these teams might not even make it, actually. But Christina Roku, who started with the Royals, but now plays for Racing Louisville, is a goalkeeper for the Puerto Rican national team. She's a badass. She only played in 1 match all season, but nothing got by her. So she had a clean sheet for the season. So bravo. And they've already picked up her contract for next year. So bravo to her.
Nice. Nice.
Yep. That's what it's all about. Get that paper.
Right.
That shit signed. Jalen Howell plays for New Jersey, New York, Gotham City. They are 9-9-7. They're 7th, right? So I mentioned Louisville, they're 8th, right? And Gotham City 7th. She's starting, scored a goal in the last game versus Louisville. She's a badass. She's out there. She's kind of a shit talker. She's fun to watch play. Also, Dana Cristina Castellanos. She plays for the Venezuelan national team, but also the Portland Thorn. Portland Thorn is 6th, so 8th, 7th, 6th. They're all right there. Tonight's results are huge. She started about half the matches this season, give or take. And she's, in the mix. She's a badass. I like her. She's who made me realize how badass the lady pro Knowles are at soccer. Like just running shit. Who else? 3 more. On the Orlando Pride, they are in 3rd in the standings. Carson Pickett is started about half the matches this season, has been on a sub for the others. Big part of their chances in the postseason for the Orlando Pride. Also on the Pride is Emily Sams, another badass. She's a legit leader on their D. And I don't know, watch out there. I know they're 3rd in the standings, but if I'm gambling on the NWSL playoffs, I might look at the future odds for the Orlando Pride. And last but not least, in fact, not least at all, in last but most, Casey Kruger plays for the Washington Spirit. The Washington Spirit are second in the standings. They have 12 wins on the season. Casey has not played since early June. And now we know why. She's an expectant mother. So,
congratulations,
hopefully
man.
we get a little baby Noel. Baby Noel.
That's what's up, man.
That's cool, man. So, that's awesome. Yeah. So we got a couple NFL games we could talk about. And then we'll talk about the rest there this week. Actually, we have a bunch of guys that are in bye week on this week. So it's actually pretty quick. Thursday night, though, was the Chargers and the Vikings. Man, Vikings without JJ McCarthy aren't really doing much, but you can't expect that much out of a guy who's only played a game, right? When he comes back, like, I don't know. Vikings have all the pieces except the quarterback right now. So the Chargers won. Derwin James's Chargers won, but unfortunately, he left in the first half with an ankle injury. They've already done the MRI. I imagine they've already started whatever the process is. Hopefully, it's just a sprain. We'll probably have more info tomorrow, I imagine, on Monday morning. But the Chargers did win the game, but we don't like seeing Derwin James not playing football. Right? So let's get into Sunday morning. Right. The Jets finally won a football game. Right? They are now 1-7 on the season. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals 39-38 by the slimmest of margins. They pulled it off. Our guy Azariah Thomas had he was healthy, but no like stats of note. You know what I mean? He was out there a little bit, but no real stats. And Jermaine Johnson, 3 tackles in the mix.
Nice.
Gave up 38 points. Yes, you won the game, but you gave up 38 points. So you're not going to get a lot of defensive stats out of that. The other side of the city, the Giants, the highest number of Knowles on their roster, right? They got Jameis Winston as their emergency quarterback. And they have Graham Gano, who came back from IR this week, which is good because the replacement cost them a game the week before. But Graham Gano came back, hit 2 for 2 field goals, 2 for 2 extra points. He's back in the mix. And Brian Burns, he was out there. They lost to Philadelphia 38-20. Brian Burns is out there, 4 tackles and a sack. He's having a great year. It's too bad they're such a bad team. The Texans, Mario Edwards, he played this morning or yesterday morning, depending on when you're watching this. Right? The Texans got a W against the 49ers. They are now 3-4 on the season. This was his best game of the season. He had 4 tackles and a sack. He was out there more plays than he has been the first half of this season. So I imagine there was some sort of off-season issue that he's kind of playing his, getting his legs under him. You know what I mean? Playing his way back into shape. So that's good, man. It's good to see him kind of back in the mix. Shocking outcome, though. I wasn't expecting the Texans to kind of roll up the 49ers. The 49ers have been finding wild ways to win. The Texans have been finding ways to lose. So I was surprised by that. But CJ Stroud played really well. That's good. He played in a way that you have been expecting, not the way that you have been witnessing. So, it's been good for you guys.
Perfectly put.
Thank you. The Panthers, they lost to Buffalo 40-9. Really tough game. Really tough game for the Panthers. Ryan Fitzpatrick, I do that every fucking game. Or every fucking
Fitzgerald,
game. Ryan Fitzgerald, their place kicker. 1 for 2 from field goal, 1 for 2. He had 1 for 2 on field goals and a missed extra point. Not a good game for the guy, but honestly, those 4 points aren't making that big a difference when you're getting your ass whooped the way they got their ass whooped today. When Andy Dalton has your starter, that seems kind of a mess. Who else we got? Oh, the other side of that game is the team, the Buffalo Bills. Put up 40, but none of them were scored by Keon Coleman. Once again, only 3 touches on the game. Got 30 yards on those 3 touches, but still, it's just like standard operating procedure. He gets 3 touches a week. That's it. It's very strange. The 49ers, the other side of that Houston loss, both Florida State Pro Knowles, kind of in the mix for that defense right now. Renardo Green was out there. He got 7 tackles. And Tatum Bethune had 14 tackles. And he's got that. He's kind of running the D right now in Fred Warner's absence.
That's right. It's
kind of perfect for the job, baby. So it's
hopefully get a nice contract off of it.
Hope so. He deserves it. That's for sure. Who else? Oh, Josh Farmer for the Patriots. The Patriots won again. They won 32-13 over Cleveland. He had a pass defended. No other stats of note, but there's that. So Thursday we'll talk about Jalen Ramsey and the Steelers. They play tonight, and then the Commanders and Chiefs play tomorrow. So we'll talk about Eddie Goldman and Derek Nandi, and then everybody else has a bye. The Cardinals are on a bye, and so are the Rams and the Jaguars. So that's the rest of the guys.
Yep, cool.
So that is your very long Pro Knoll report for Monday, October 27th, 2025.
Yes, sir.
Presented by National.com.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up, man.
So, wild weekend. I very much enjoyed not having a Florida State game, but
we needed a break.
Only because I don't want to sometimes when you look like shit, you just don't want to look in the mirror, right? It's just I know it's bad right now, and so I don't even want to think about it.
I think it's in my eyes it's worse this year because last year we was just missing talent. Just across the board was missing talent. This year we have the talent, and it's like front street evident is coaching. Like, so yep.
Man, we had that little tease at the beginning of the season, man. That win against Alabama was like the worst thing that could have happened because it raised all the expectations. If we just lost a close one, everybody would have called us plucky, and it would have been like, Florida State, they look a little bit better than last year, and then we wouldn't have had these expectations. They would have been able to slide through all of it.
Yeah.
Man, it's tough, but Thursday we'll be previewing the Wake Forest game. That is they're all must win at this point. If anybody wants to keep a job, if anybody gives a fuck, you better fucking show it, man. Shit. Look, I'm getting mad. Look, I was in such a nice place all weekend. And look,
right.
Oh man, like that. I just started thinking about the next Florida State game, and I got angry, and I started using bad language. Oh, bro,
it's to that point now. Yep.
Oh my God. All right. Well,
it is what it is, bro. It is
exactly
what it is.
Like we have to face it, right? We have to face it. We got to deal with the situation. We either got to get better and get a lot better and save the guy's job, or replace the guy with somebody else, and hopefully that the next selection is the right selection.
Yeah. I know he's not getting fired until after the season because the athletic director already came out and said he's
there's a lot of
the
money
season. I get it.
Tied up. Right. Now, what that means is you could have a Billy Napier situation. What happened last year? All of a sudden, if Florida State just balls out and does what we were expecting out of them all year and puts up 60 points a week for the rest of the week, he's probably going to keep his job. And you and I are going to be like, look, it was just a couple bad weeks. Look, we're going to be spiked. We're going to buy it. And then, it's just going to kick the can down the road. It's just going to end up having to do it in the middle of next year. Just like what
that's what I say. Exactly. If we don't get rid of them in the offseason, we'll be getting rid of them mid-season next year. I am fully done with the Norvell experience. Love the guy. Great guy, great personality and everything. I just don't think it's a fit for our program at this point.
Could be worse.
Mm.
Could be Brian Kelly.
Yeah, or Coach Prime, boy.
Oh man. All right, well, we'll come back on Thursday. We'll do our regular show, and we'll prep that weight game, and we'll do what we do. We'll talk about next week's action. We'll find some more games to pick correctly, because we're getting pretty good at that, and we'll try to salvage what we can out of the rest of this season, because it's our responsibility to do so.
Oh yeah, and we will.
That's right. We appreciate you watching, and if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you've subscribed and signed up for the notifications, and all those things. They're super helpful. Like, can't even put into words. I hate that it's important, but it is. It's just it. If you prefer the show as an audio product, it's available as a podcast via the Bet Your Ash podcasting network, betyourash.com, or just look up Bet Your Ash on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and you can enjoy that and the other shows on the podcast network. And we have all the socials, right? You should just go to the link tree. That's the easiest way to do it. They're all right there. Bum, 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 bum. It's linktree/National Show. NATIONOLESHOW. Also on Linktree, there is a page for Gangsterville. And there you will find all of his social media links and the links to where you can stream his music. You should go to all the different platforms. You should stream his music on all of those platforms, like it on all the platforms, follow and all that stuff on all the platforms, share it, all that stuff. That's the best way to support your friends that make music. Gangsterville makes dope music. And then we have national.com. If you go there, at the latest episode there, we have all our links and contacts and all that stuff is there. And our national merch. So head that way, do a little shopping, buy some stuff for yourself, buy some stuff for your friends. Gift giving is a beautiful way to say I love you in a world that needs more love. And I think I pretty much covered everything. I nail it?
You killed it, bro.
Well, as always, go Noles.
Go Noles.
And you have just finished listening to the National Show with Gangsta, Fizil, and McGee.